Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about Gina Carano and this whole hashtag fire Gina Carano, movement, hashtag. Recently, Gina Carano, who is an actress that starred on The Mandalorian, the Disney Plus series, has done some actions that have gotten her into a bit of trouble. Actually, a lot of trouble. She got fired from her job. She got let go from her publicist. I think her publicist or her talent agency, something like that. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the actions that she has done and why she got fired. And also I want to talk about the turnaround that she's made. I feel like it would have been pretty easy for her to just apologize, move on. But instead she's chosen to not apologize, but rather join Mr. Ben Shapiro. Of all people, Ben Shapiro, that's the person that you choose. I post new videos here on my channel twice a week, so if you guys are not yet subscribed and you would like to be, go ahead and do that right now. I'll wait for you. Go ahead. Also, look at all this blue. You like all this blue? Are you done? Thank you very much. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter to keep as up to date with me as possible. And I also have a Patreon, so if you guys like the work that I do here on my channel and you would like to donate, the link for that is down below as well. And yeah, with no further ado, let's get right into today's video. So if you guys don't know who Gina Carano is, she is an MMA fighter who actually turned into an actress or switched her lane into acting. She starred in the movie Deadpool. She starred in, I think, Fast and Furious 6. How many Fast and Furious movies are they gonna make? Like, for real? Like, whatever. Anyways, but most recently and most notably, she has starred in the Mandalorian series on Disney Plus. From my understanding, she was one of the main characters in the show and had like a very big role in the show. I did watch a little bit of The Mandalorian. I loved it just because of Baby Yoda. I won't even lie. I am that bitch. I am that basic ass bitch that watched it just for Baby Yoda. And I honestly have no regrets. Baby Yoda was cute as fuck. But recently she has come under fire for her actions on Twitter that some people have deemed to be transphobic. I am going to talk about what she did, and I'm going to talk about if I think it's transphobic, all that kind of stuff. But first, I want to talk a little bit about the history that has led up to this. It's not just some random tweeter, not just one thing that got her fired like people will make you believe, but actually a series of tweets that she has put out over the last few months. So the first tweet that I want to talk about was back in November, right after the election. She tweeted 2 days after the vote. So on November 5th, she tweeted, let me just read it. I want to give you, the exact quotage. Quotage? Is that a word? I don't even know. She tweeted, "We need to clean up the election process so we are not feeling left the way we do today." Keep in mind, this was 2 days after the election, so this is when Biden started to win. All the mail-in ballots were starting to be counted, and you saw this big, influx of votes for Biden. She says, "Put laws in place that protect us against voter fraud." You don't think we have any laws that protect us against voter? Anyways. "Investigate every state. Film the counting. Flush out the fake votes. Require ID. Make voter fraud end in 2020. Fix the system," and then a fucking American flag emoji. Here's the thing. Voter fraud, yeah, it's bad. If it was happening, we should have done something about it, but it didn't happen. This whole claim of voter fraud gets me especially mad because, one, they're just not accurate. This past election has actually been deemed one of the safest, most, secure elections in the, whole American history. And also, we have for years been complaining about the disenfranchisement of Black people, of Indigenous people, of people of color in general, and these people didn't care about that. Where were your tweets then? In September of 2020, she tweeted about the usage of masks in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Somebody asked her why people were mad about her about masks, and she tweeted, "Because I posted this. I never said I don't wear their precious masks. If anyone prefers that I wear a mask around them or in their business, I respect them and I do. If someone doesn't want to wear a mask, I respect them too." And then this is the part that really got me. "With all the misinformation, I understand both ways." What misinformation? She's just perpetuating this whole notion that, we've gone back and forth on whether masks are effective, which is just not true. She either ignores or is completely oblivious to the reasoning behind why the general public was not, advised to wear masks in the beginning of the pandemic, which was so healthcare professionals and first responders had the equipment that they needed, because obviously they were running out of masks, and if the general public had them, then there would be even less masks for them. But now that hospitals and healthcare professionals have what they need, the general public has been advised to wear masks. Period. Wear a mask. And also, I really just don't understand, even if the scientific consensus on the effectiveness of masks did change, why are you so upset about a scientific consensus evolving and being more accurate over time? I don't have the exact picture in front of me, but she also tweeted something else about how in California, they're encouraging you to put masks over your eyes to hide them from what's really going on with the coronavirus. I don't know exactly what the tweet said, but she did an interview with Ben Shapiro and she defended that tweet saying that, Democrats are all hypocrites and they don't even wear their masks and all this shit. Just fucking wear your mask. Just wear your mask. Please. Moving on, another one. Yes, another post, another problematic post that she's gotten in trouble for. This one is probably the worst of them all. She I'm laughing because it's just so ridiculous, not because it's funny or anything like that, but she posted this on her Instagram story. It says, Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi I don't know why she's British. She says, Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. Because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them for simply being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? She's really out here trying to compare the ways that conservatives are treated in America nowadays to the ways that Jews were treated back during the Holocaust. Sweetie, my hair is a mess. I'm flustered. Like, are conservatives really being beaten and killed in the streets? If they are, I take it back. Like, I'm so sorry, but I truly do not think that's happening. If either of these polarized political sides are promoting violence, it's the conservative side. When their beloved Trump was running for president, he literally encouraged people to punch others in the face when they didn't agree with them at his rallies. And even said that he would pay the fines if they did. Literally just blatantly encouraging violence. The Trump administration also proposed a rule that would allow trans women and trans men, whoever, to be rejected protection at homeless shelters because of the fact that they were trans. They even went so far as to provide guidelines on how to spot a transgender person so that they can ensure that there would be no transgender people allowed into these shelters. Like, it's hard enough to survive in this world being transgender, but now you gotta make it even harder for these already vulnerable communities. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But again, conservatives were completely quiet about that. I didn't see her tweeting nothing when that was happening. Which, I mean, like, really is not surprising. Like, do you really think that conservatives, Gina Carano included, care about trans people? It's questionable. I'll just say it's questionable. Speaking of trans people and the whole trans movement and how we're, being ridiculous. I can't even keep a straight face. Carano did some things back in September that a lot of trans people were upset about and claimed that she was transphobic for. She claims that in an effort to fight back against the Twitter mob demanding that she do what they pleases, she put beep bop boop in her Twitter pronouns, in her Twitter bio, and her Twitter name, whatever. To me, in my personal opinion, it's very obvious what she was trying to do here. She was clearly trying to mock the usage of pronouns in people's bios. Like, I really just don't see how, she could try to backtrack from that, how she could try to say that that wasn't what she was trying to do. But that is what she tried to do. She claimed that she was just trying to show that she can put whatever she wants in her bio and that she won't be told what to do by this Twitter mob. She tweeted, beep bop boop has zero to do with mocking trans people, heart, and 100% to do with exposing the bullying mentality of the mob that has taken over the voices of many genuine causes. What are you talking about? She's referring to people encouraging her to put her pronouns in her Twitter bio, which, if you don't know, people put their pronouns in their Twitter bios, either one, to, make their pronouns known. So if they're transgender and they want people to know what pronouns they go by, they can put it in their bio. But also, cisgender people often put it in their bio as a way to show solidarity with trans people or to help normalize the usage of pronouns. She claimed that this Twitter mob was bullying her and forcing her to do it, which really, if it was happening, I'm so sorry, boo-hoo. But really, I just don't think that happens. Personally, I do not have my pronouns in my Twitter bio because it kind of makes me uncomfortable. But I also know a lot of other trans people that are in the same boat as me where they don't feel necessarily comfortable having their pronouns in their bio. And that's fine. You do you know what I mean? Again, nobody is forcing anything on anybody. You can do whatever you want. That tweet goes on to say, I want people to know you can take hate with a smile. So boop you for misunderstanding. Smiley face, hashtag all love, no hate. This tweet was, I think, her attempt at apologizing or, making right by the trans community. You missed the mark if that's really what you were trying to do. But anyways, yes, you can totally put whatever you want in your Twitter bio. However, you cannot put something in your bio that blatantly mocks the usage of pronouns and then say that, oh, it had nothing to do with that. It had nothing to do with trans people. What do you mean? People are just overreacting and they're just having a meltdown over this. What do you mean? Don't try to act dumb now. Don't try to backtrack. You know what you did. If this was really a response to bullying, why do you have to drag trans people into it? Why do you have to do something that actively hurts trans people to prove your point? Furthermore, if you actually do care about trans people, why can't you give a legitimate apology for the harm that you did inflict? Whether you meant to inflict it or not, you did cause harm. If you want to show your support for transgender people in a different way, if you're not comfortable putting your pronouns in your bio, whatever, but don't come out now and try to do damage control and say that it wasn't about trans people, because it was. It was. She literally admitted in a tweet, they're mad because I won't put my pronouns in my bio to show my support for trans lives. You're literally admitting that you know that putting your pronouns in your bio is a way to show support for trans people, and you're actively mocking that. And then you're defending that mocking and calling people that are justifiably upset about that crazy and that they're just having a meltdown. Am I having a meltdown? I'm thinking I'm having a meltdown right now. I need a fucking glass of water. Her clarification and her, logical apology, which is what she referred to it as in this Ben Shapiro interview. She literally says, boop you for misunderstanding. It's on you for misunderstanding, not my problem. Bye. She never explicitly shows support for transgender people, but only defends her own mocking of pronouns in bios. And again, in that Ben Shapiro interview, which, oh my goodness, but we won't even talk about that. She admits that her publicist advised her to issue an emotional-based apology, meaning like she would have to apologize for the harm that she has caused the trans community, but instead she refuses and says that no, like, why can't I just tell them what they did wrong? Like, why can't I just say that they misunderstood me? I don't think she knows how apologies work. I have to laugh. It's just, I have to laugh. Now, do I think that Gina Carano is transphobic? Do I think that she, explicitly has a dislike or a hatred for transgender people? I don't know. It's hard to say. Do I think that what she did was insensitive and, totally ineffective to what she claims that she was trying to accomplish? Absolutely, yes. Do I think she should have been fired? Yeah, probably. As an actress or an actor, you actively represent the shows that you are working on, the companies that you are working for. So if they say to stop doing something because it's making them look bad, you gotta stop doing those things. However, she continuously posted things that they did not want themselves associated with. And, warning after warning after warning, she just kept going and kept going. She refused to issue apologies to communities that she offended. It's well within their right to be like, listen, we don't want that here no more. Goodbye. Again, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. But since then, she has gone off the deep end. She's now working with Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire, and she's going to be producing, I don't know, some sort of media for them. Of all people, if you want to show that you're a kind, understanding, logical person, Ben Shapiro is not the move, especially when you're under fire for transphobic comments. Like, he's one of the most transphobic motherfuckers out there. She recently did an interview with him and he asked her why she decided to not just issue an apology and just do what Disney advised her to do. And she says that she refused to give in and she refused to go down without a fight. She refused to go down without going out swinging. Like, a fight for what? A fight to be able to continue to hurt vulnerable communities with your insensitive actions on Twitter? A fight to continue to tweet incorrect, misleading things on Twitter about voter fraud, about the effectiveness of masks, which, by the way, these false narratives about mask usage are literally killing thousands of people every day. Like, COVID's still very much here, and because of these dumb bitches that refuse to wear a mask, it's not going anywhere. You can't do all that while at the same time representing a multi-million-dollar, if not billion-dollar corporation that does not want to be associated with that kind of stuff. She goes on to say, they don't get to make people feel like that. They don't get to do that to people. But you get to mock the trans community and not even apologize? You get to perpetuate false information that's literally killing thousands of people every single day? I really don't feel bad that she was fired. All she had to do was issue an apology. Like, it was so simple. Whether she meant to cause harm or didn't, the fact of the matter is she did. People were upset, people felt targeted, people felt hurt by it. And so when somebody feels hurt by something you did, the right thing to do is apologize, whether you think that you were wrong or not. Whether you meant to cause harm or not by the actions that you committed on Twitter, the actions that you committed, like it's a crime. Whether you intended harm or not, you caused harm and you need to be held responsible for that harm. So again, I don't really care that she was fired. It is kind of sad though. The Mandalorian's a good show. I mean, I don't really know what her role was. Again, I watched I think 7 episodes, maybe just the first season just to get to Baby Yoda. But yeah, I do know a lot of people really, really liked her character in the show and are really, really disappointed by what she's done. And it's totally understandable. It's really unfortunate, in my opinion, that she couldn't just, take a step back and recognize that people were hurt by what she did and apologize for it. Anyways, you guys, that is going to be it for this video. What do you guys think? Do you think that she should have been fired? Do you think that she's transphobic? Let me know. If you guys did like this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up down below. Make sure to subscribe if you are not already and you would like to be. And yeah, other than that, I think I'm going to go. So thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you on Thursday's video or Friday's video. I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.